Just for to say, hey guys, it's Klaus. Welcome back to another episode of My Pathetic Game. Oh yeah, where you get to watch your pathetic games. It's called My Pathetic Game, but you get to watch your pathetic games. It was such a hit, the first one. We're doing another one. And we got Mo Whiskey here in the Martyr 38T. He's from the 7 Dev clan. And he's so excited about having this pathetic game that he sent it to me. And you can send me your pathetic games. All you have to do is load them on WOTreplays.com. And as long as they are pathetic worthy, you know, they're more pathetic than most of the other pathetic games I get, I will show them. And you could, be the most pathetic for the week. But, guys, these are just regular guys. And we're going to try and make this instructional. I agreed to do this as long as it just wasn't a naming, shaming, ridiculing, just bad mouthing and going on and on and on, just raking people over the coals, because we don't do that on Klaus's channel. This is educational stuff here, and I would appreciate if you, in the comments, maybe help these guys out. They've had pathetic games, and you could make comments about what they did wrong, what we've learned, and how they could improve. And in fact, you can vote on who you think played the most pathetic game by voting in the top right corner. There's a button there, and you can see the list of guys that had pathetic games, and you can vote on which one you think was the most pathetic. And we're going to watch Mo Whiskey here in his Martyr 38T, and he's doing a really good job of being pathetic so far. He's hanging around the artillery, and he's got his mini-map really small, so he cannot see really where he is in relationship to the buildings. And he has no clue that from this position you really can't shoot through all the buildings and hit anyone. You can only hit people that really come right at your face. So he spent the last couple of minutes there while I did the big intro and build up, and now he's getting a little frustrated because his team is winning 6-2, and he's been so pathetic that his team is winning now. And he's going to move up and try and at least get some damage, right? He's got 0 damage, 0 assist. Look, there's 2 Hetzers there. What's his teammate doing? His teammate's fighting them all alone. He might as well get in on the action. Here he goes. He's going to start being pathetic right away. He's got hit by both Hetzers, and he has he didn't get a shot because who the hell knows what he was doing? He was being pathetic. That's what he was doing. And holy shit, it's 9-2. The game is it's almost over. What have we learned on this one, guys? Let's be educational and, polite and, what is it when constructive criticism. Don't put in the comments, what a useless, pathetic noob. He should uninstall. Why the fuck is he even driving a TD? His mommy should unplug his computer. Don't write stuff like that. Give constructive criticism, perhaps, you shouldn't have sat out of range behind all the buildings behind the artillery for the first 4 minutes of the game. It would maybe have improved your result. Or when it looks like you cannot get any shots and it's near the end of the game, maybe you should just go and cap to get a few points. Or try not to drive over the rubble because you may accidentally flip your tank and be useless and pathetic the whole game. Things like that, constructive things. Not I wish you would uninstall because one day you may be on my team and I would team kill you. Well, we'll see what we get in the comments here. But yeah, he's let's see, can he do it? Can he get 0 damage, 0 damage assist, 0 damage block? The big goose egg for whatever the hell his name is. What's his name here? I mean, it's so exciting I forgot his name. What's your name? Mo Whiskey. Well, you know what? You need Mo Whiskey because after this display of patheticness, this is what the Klaus subscribers sign up to watch. Let's move to the next one. Let's move. He's not going to get a shot here. Is he going to get a shot? No, he's not going to. Not even going to put the post-game stats up for any of these because they're so pathetic. Okay, in the next clip here, we're going to watch General Canuck in his Grillet 15, Tier 10. He knows how to be pathetic all the way up into the high tiers. Are you guys feeling me here? You kind of catching the drift, huh? You learn from your mistakes. You don't learn by watching the Unicoms. I mean, you can try, you know, you can watch them. They've 14 kills, 11,000 damage. If you only played exactly the same as I did, and all those 15 enemies did exactly the same as those morons did, then you too could be a Unicom. But that doesn't always happen. You learn from your mistakes, right? Like even when you're a little kid and your mom says, don't touch the stove, you'll burn yourself. Don't touch the stove, you'll burn yourself. And what do? You touch the stove, you burn yourself, and you go, oh fuck, I burnt myself. And then you know what? You never touch the stove again. You learn by watching your mistakes. So that's what we're doing here. We're watching the most pathetic that I've received. I get thousands of these from you guys. You got to stop, really. I mean, it's got to be really pathetic for me to even consider it. And General Canuck here, well, he wasn't. He got to the spot, but rather than be zoomed in and aimed, I don't know what he was doing. He was kind of glancing around the room, or he didn't get the shot. Because, why do you want to aim? If you drive all the way to the spot, so you set up the ambush, why would you want to look through your sights aimed? Because all that could happen from that is that when the enemy shows up, you pull the trigger, and you don't want that to happen. Oh, he takes a shot? Oh, he bounced on the Tier 8 pay-to-win Defender tank. Now, what was I going to say? Yeah, we've got to learn something from each clip here. What have we learned from this clip? Well, I think we've learned two things. We've learned, number one, when you get to your ambush spot, aim, so you can freaking shoot when the enemy gets there. And number two, we've learned, and we're going to learn it again here. Let's see. Don't bother shooting the Tier 8 premium pay-to-win tank in your Tier 10 tank destroyer, right? Because you'll bounce. Because a tank destroyer Tier 10 can't penetrate a Tier 8 pay-to-win premium tank? Why the hell are you wasting your time? All right, General Canuck here. Is he gonna do it again? Is he gonna shoot the Tier 8 pay-to-win premium tank? Yeah, well, there you go. General Canuck. You've been on this show before. Yeah, pretty pathetic. Okay, let's watch Last Doo-Doo. That's right, Last Doo-Doo in his Skoda T40. And we've learned that if you're going to have a pathetic name, you probably will have a lot of pathetic games too. And he's bottom tier, and he's in his Skoda, and he's going to be pathetic because, hey, this is my pathetic game. The new series. It's sweeping the YouTube scene. Well, sweeping. It's all relative. Let's see what he does. He didn't flip over that time. Let's see what he does here. Let's see. What is he doing? He's bottom tier, so he's going to move up into the beach side, and he's gone halfway up the map. He's gone, and he's stopping. And if you look at the view range circles on the map, he is probably going to get spotted when he shoots. But he got a hit. He's done 193 damage. Well, that's not very pathetic. That is not worthy of my pathetic game. I mean, why would you vote for this guy? But, when you do get a hit like that and you get spotted, he probably does not have sixth sense. So why not move closer? Why not move closer in your bottom tier little tank with no armor? Get right up there in their face so that if you weren't spotted before, you're probably spotted now. Okay, there you go. You gotta look at the view range circles on the map, and you gotta make sure that all the enemies are well within the green circle and the white circle, so that there's a really high percentage chance that they will see you when you're sitting in the open on the beach. Yeah. Was he the most pathetic? Was that the most pathetic game you ever saw? I don't know. It's pretty close. There's a voting button. Use it. Okay, now, some games you don't really learn anything. And Santa Lol here in his T-34, I'm not so sure that he's going to be able to teach us anything about being, well, he's blind shooting. Okay, so he's teaching us how to make sure that you lose credits when you play a premium tank. And I think on this one, it's going to be more like which is the most pathetic premium tank. If you shoot a lot of shots and miss, you have a higher chance of not making credits. That's the one thing he wants to get across in this video, but let's just watch and see what happens here. He's in the T-34 American Tier 8 premium heavy tank, which has a big gun, but the tank's pretty slow. It doesn't really have good armor except for the turret, and it gets in Tier 10 games all the time. Like, all the freaking time, because Tier 8 now is the armpit of World of Tanks. In case you didn't know, if you play Tier 8, you're fucked, even before the game starts, because 9 times out of 10, when you play Tier 8, you're going to be bottom tier in a Tier 10 game. 9 times out of 10. And if you play a Tier 8 premium tank, 10 times out, no, I can't say that because it's not true, but 9.9 times out of 10, you're going to be bottom tier, because why not? And let's see what he does here. He moves into the city, and he's just going to go around the corner. Like, well, first he's going to hit this building. But why not just go around the corner, and just because, why not? He bounced, and he took a couple hits. Now, luckily, he got hit by an E100. And you may think, whoa, that's not very good. But, 9 times out of 10 when you drive the E100, that does 750 damage per shot. 9 times out of 10 when you shoot that fucking gun, you're gonna low roll. And that's just the way it is because it's German. And when you pull that trigger and you hit someone, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be 600 and some damage. It's never 800 and some damage. It's always 600 and some damage. Always. Because it's fucking German. And that has nothing to do with my pathetic game. But, okay, what has our hero done so far? Nothing. And he's almost dead. He's side-scraping, but he's learning that in Tier 8, in a Tier 8 premium tank that gets to fight Tier 10s all the time, side-scraping, and what's the other thing you can do? Being hull down and all that shit means absolutely nothing. And your big gun doesn't mean much either. So, what have we learned on this one? We've learned that Tier 8 is utterly, hopelessly pathetic. Let's finish it off in style here. Come on, let's side scrape perfectly. Let's try and... Oh, he bounced the E100. He was not as pathetic as I thought. You see that? You see that? He bounced the E100. But there's another... Who's that guy? Is that a mouse? Oh yeah, that one's gotten... Oh, his teammate's in the way. Is it a mouse? I can't see it. Is it a VK or 100? What tank is that? Let's look. Let's stand really still so that he can aim at us. Yeah. Oh, he's dead. There you go. Oh yeah, it's a German one. Yeah, too bad you weren't in a defender. You might have had a better chance. Oh well, those old premium tanks. Okay, it's time to watch the tank that you all love to hate. Let's watch Handsome Hawk. That's a good name. In his T-67. Let's see what he can do. He's in that invisible TD that can just set up in a bush and he can shoot you over and over and over again and you can't see him, right? Now, if you want to have good games in this tank, all you got to do is set up somewhere where you can shoot people over and over and over again in a bush and, remain unspotted and just have an epic game. Unfortunately, what's his name? Handsome Hawk, although he is handsome, does not have very much else going for him. He has picked a rather peculiar bush to camp in, one of those bushes that really does not allow you to hit anything on the map. He's picked the one bush on the map that you can hide in that has no shot on anything. And he's not really in the bush, he's letting his tank stick out of the bush just a little bit because if he was fully in the bush, he would be completely concealed. But by letting the little tip of his front of his tank stick out of the bush like that, it will allow the enemy to spot him if he ever shoots. That's his strategy, and he has made it onto my pathetic game. Now let's see how patient he is. How long will he... Oh, he got one shot. He accidentally hit somebody. Which is, you know what? That's better than 0, because there's been a lot of entries that have been 0. But what can we learn from this one? It kind of reminds me of that Martyr 38T game. Something like if you camp for the first 2/3 of the game and do nothing, and your team loses, you really don't contribute much. Or if your team wins, you really don't contribute much. Or if it's a draw, you really don't contribute much. But anyways, let's watch. He's been so patient here, and maybe if he zoomed in, he could see things a little clearer. Well, he's just sitting there in his little bush because someone told him once that that's what you're supposed to do. Oh, here we go. He's got a shot here. Oh, he missed. Well, now what are you going to do? Yeah, he missed. Yeah, just sit in that little bush. In the bush. He's done with the bush. Look at that. He spent his time in the bush, and he's out of the bush. Because, you know, hiding in the bushes hasn't worked. And he's in the little tank with no armor, so forget the bush. There's no one left to shoot. It's time to move up. So what's he going to do? Is he going to get this gun in action? Oh, they're losing now. They're losing big time. So they'll go forward a little bit, go reverse a little, go forward a little, maybe turn around again. Are you sure you should be going that way? Maybe go the other way? There's nobody to shoot there because they're on the other side of the buildings. Should you turn around? Maybe if you stopped and let this big, huge TD aim, you could miss him, and he's Russian, so... Yeah, that was pretty pathetic. Who had the most pathetic game today? You get to vote in the top right corner of the screen. I almost feel guilty putting these on YouTube, but, you know, I think we've learned something today. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you learned. Constructive criticism, guys. Constructive.